Welcome to MySafeWorkplace. For the first section of this training, I will be showing you the intake portal, where we will see how the reporting party can go to MySafeWorkplace.com and make a report to their organization. Additional trainings are available depending on the level of access you have in the system. Please contact your account manager or business controls at 303-526-7757 for further information about these trainings. This is the home page, and will be the first page the reporting party sees before filing a report. Note that in the upper right-hand corner is the 800 number for the call center, so if a reporter gets to this page and wants to call the call center instead of making this report online, they have that option. As we go through this, remember that whether this report is submitted through the Internet method or through the call center, the application for taking the report is the same, as the call center agent follows the same procedures. The reporting party will click on the Go button to the left to begin filing the report. The first page we pull up will allow the reporter to find their organization under which the report will be filed. For the purposes of this training, I have created a fictitious company called Testing Headquarters. I'm going to search for that using the first few letters and then click Search. Select the organization that fits and then click Next. Testing Headquarters is listed as my parent or primary organization, and you can see that next to the name of the company, there are also alternative names listed. These are simply other search names that will help the reporter to find their organization. You also have the opportunity to set up subsidiaries within your organization. If the company the reporting party is looking for happens to be a subsidiary, they can select that option at this point as well. This is called a customized landing page and allows you to personalize the system to fit your needs. This is an optional feature and can be customized with your logo, an attached employee handbook, or a letter from your CEO explaining why this system is important for reporting incidents. Another benefit to this feature is that you can link this to your intranet, and if you choose to use that link, your employees can access this page directly and will not have to go through the search feature that we use to get to this page. From here, from a landing page, you would go to Make a Report to get to the next section. Next, we will select the incident type. Since you control the database, you can select the incidents that you want to make available to the reporting party. Within this list is a combination of HR, compliance, security, and audit issues. There are 62 incidents to choose from. However, the average is around 25 to 30 that are presented to the employees. It is important for you to pick the incidents that make the most sense to your organization. If the reporter does not see an incident heading that they think fits their issue, or if they don't understand the description, they can select the other option at the bottom and type in their own incident. This is the incident report intake form and is the first step to actually filing a report. Note that the call center will read the gray writing at the top of the page to the reporting party before they start making the report. We also make sure the reporter knows that this is not an emergency reporting system and that in the event of an emergency, they need to contact the appropriate authority. All fields with an asterisk are required to maximize the amount of information that you receive from this report. For example, it is required that they read the terms and conditions which provide further explanation regarding confidentiality and acknowledgement of the system. As we move down, you'll see that the heading in blue will describe the content of that section. You will first see the name of the organization and the incident type that was chosen. In this case, we chose Other for the purposes of the testing. There are 3 levels of anonymity for this report. The reporting party can choose to not reveal their identity, identify who they are, or they can just remain anonymous toward their organization. This middle option is unique to MySafeWorkplace because we want to make sure that you have a backup method of communicating with the reporting party while they remain anonymous to you. Ideally, you would use the message boards to talk to the reporter, which we will cover in a minute. However, if you try to reach the reporting party and they do not respond, you can contact us and we will serve as a liaison between you and them. For the purposes of this, we will choose to remain completely anonymous, and you will see that the identifying fields will disappear. The location of the incident is selected so that the reporter can communicate about where this incident occurred. When you select a location, the screen will refresh and allow the reporter to select a department within that location to further define where the incident took place. Departments are optional within the setup process, as they do not apply to all companies. The date and time of the incident is chosen here. The reporter can select an exact time and date, or they can choose a more general time period. For example, if the incident has been going on for a period of time or happened in the last week, they can add this into the open field. The incident description allows the reporter to describe what happened in their own words. This is an unlimited text field, but usually 2 to 4 paragraphs is average for an entry. The next box gives the reporter an opportunity to name any individuals that they feel are somehow involved in this incident, either because they are involved directly or were a witness. Anyone named is compared against a list of users in the system who may have access to view the reports. For security purposes, any individuals named may be excluded from viewing this report, but this decision is up to the reporter and will be explained in more detail in a moment. In this case, I happen to know that Bill Jones might be somehow involved in this incident, so I will type his name in the space provided. The incident details section asks the reporter more detailed specific questions about what happened. Providing a yes answer to some of these questions will bring up a box that asks that further insight be provided about the situation. For example, when the reporting party is asked if the incident occurred more than once, a yes answer will prompt a further inquiry about how many times. The same will be true for the rest of these questions in this list. This additional thoughts section is provided to give the reporter a last chance to add any other important details before submitting the report. Often, after reporters go through the detailed questions, they think of other pieces that they missed and can add those in this space. The last section in the report form will be entering a password. The password, along with a system-generated access number, will be required to log back into the system to check the status of the report. Since the passwords are case-sensitive, we allow the reporter to see the password they are writing down, to check for spelling errors, capital letters, etc. After a password is chosen, the reporter has the option to spell check this report and can also go back to the incident list and select a different option. Sometimes the reporter will get through the report form and decide that another incident type would be more appropriate. They can make this incident type change without losing any of the work they have already given. If no changes are necessary, the reporting party can proceed to reviewing the report before it is submitted. Before we can view the report, this page makes us confirm that Bill Jones is the person that was named as being a suspected individual and can be excluded from receiving this report. The matches are made against a list of authorized users only who have access to the system and are based on last name. For example, if there is more than one user with a last name of Jones, multiple listings will be displayed. If no name is selected here, no one will be excluded from viewing this report. However, checking this box will scrub this user from being notified that this report exists. Once we click Next, the reporter can view the report once more before it is submitted. This is important because once a report is submitted, it cannot be changed by us or by you. The system is set up this way so that if this report is subject to litigation, it is difficult for the reporter to say, that is not what I said or that's not what I meant. If everything looks okay, the report can be submitted. Once the reporter clicks on the Submit button, the report is distributed throughout your organization according to your predefined access and distribution settings managed by your organization. You will have access to this report within 3 minutes. The reporter will set the screen The reporter will see the screen which displays their report identification number and their password, along with instructions on how to check on the status of their report and to further communicate with you through the message board. This concludes our review of the report submission process. If you have questions about the presented information, please contact your account managers. Thank you.